Man, I'm just saying. I was looking at my face in the bathroom. I need to exfoliate. Just that time of the week or something. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your bathroom. It was a great bathroom, but the mirror's too clear.
It's clean.
Yeah,
You're supposed to see yourself.
I saw my imperfections. Welcome to the show. It's your host again, Ruben. And I don't even like to think of myself as the host because I feel like there's only two people here. It's a two-man weave. There really is no host. This is like Mario Kart. What was it, number 4?
I am not Luigi.
Well, hey, someone's got to be Luigi.
That's not me.
All right, well, you got the clean mirrors, so.
If anything, I'm Wario.
Yeah.
That fits me.
Would you introduce yourself? People don't even know who you really are.
I know.
They're just going to know you as Wario or Psycho Gene.
Psycho Gino.
After left. Psycho Gino.
Yeah, Psycho Gino.
Yeah.
One word, common spelling. Psycho Gino is the name. Or Eugene. I'll come up with something later. As of now, Psycho Gino it is.
Psycho Gino it is. So, well, this is episode 2. You've made it this far. Mm-hmm. It's incredible that you decided to come back for more, and we're thankful for it.
Very thankful.
We finished off 1, and it almost led into number 2 because there was feedback that we received. Lots of feedback after just 1 episode, which is incredible because people apparently care. And one of the first feedback bits was internal, and it came from me. And you know what that was? I realized that compared to you, apparently, I talk lightning fast.
Mm-hmm. It's nice because with the recording, you can finally hear what other people hear because you talk so fast, and no one ever gets a chance to say anything. So now you see why. You talk, and then we have to listen. But on this show, oh no, you have to listen to me.
So one thing that, again, I wish that you guys could see the video of the show because he didn't need to look at me when he said, you got to listen to me. I'm tired of you coming in here with your 1-900 voice and trying to put me down. Okay, I need you just to show some respect to the speed of the talk.
Respect is earned.
I don't know. We'll see if we can earn it this episode. We want to start, again, New York Times and many other publications, they will have stories and they'll have articles and whatnot. Whether or not they're true or not, who knows? But when they are proven to be wrong or there's a mistake making, they have a segment that they call like New York Times corrections or editor corrections, where they try to make right for the things that they've done wrong or the things that they've said wrong. And we thought that was a great thing to do, to have a quick corrections segment from the previous podcast, because a couple things that I noticed that were wrong. One, thank you for smoking was thank you for smoking, not thank you for not smoking.
I told you I've never seen the movie.
And it was my fault. Again, his slow and melodic voice convinced me that I didn't know what my favorite movie was.
I do convince people of many things.
Yeah, through skill and trickery, not through actual, overwhelming facts.
A poisonous tongue?
Yeah. And second was, I referred to Will Smith's upcoming movie as, was it? Encino Man. And it wasn't Encino Man.
That's a good movie. That's a classic.
I have never seen Encino Man.
What?
I've not seen Encino Man. I can't confirm or deny the level of classicness of Encino Man, but I haven't seen it yet. It is not, in fact, Encino Man. It is a Gemini Man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you plan on watching that? You love Will.
Yeah, he's box office. Mm-hmm. He's box office, as we discussed.
He is.
So I'll go see. And there's 2 of them, from what I hear. Mm. So double the box office.
Yeah, kind of like
Man in the Iron Mask.
Yes.
I assume that's where you were going.
I was not, but I like that option better.
All right, there it is. That was me. The rest of the podcast, I assume, was perfect.
You should not assume.
And did you have a mistake that you want to issue? We're going to call this segment the New York Times Correction. I feel like we might as well just piggyback off their success.
What I am going to do is show my man Ruben a picture of Natalie Portman.
Okay.
Without makeup.
Okay. Before he shows me, I like the bravado to assume I haven't already Googled this several times. But go ahead. Let's find he went for the worst one he could possibly find.
I actually just pulled up the first one, and the look she's giving me.
All right. Well, really the photographer, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He had nothing to say. That's how you know it's a W.
That's speechless, because even in the worst moments, I have no words for what I'm seeing. No words from what I'm seeing.
I do. Hot mess.
Hot mess. Now, what is this? What 15 pictures of Natalie Portman without makeup. I probably could have found a few pictures.
This is garbage. You know what? This is garbage. You know what this is?
What?
This is dumpster juice.
You're out of your mind. And it's not about her not looking great without makeup.
It is.
It is about her compared to Mila Kunis without makeup.
Yeah. And there's a picture of her body. You said Lego body for Mila.
Whoa, I did not. I said she's a better actress. She has a better body of work, and she has a better body. I didn't say she has a great body in terms of just women.
But you did say
I said it's better than Mila.
You would salute
Turn,
this?
shoulders, head, knees, toes, everything.
Are you looking at this?
Face alone pulls the whole body. The face alone pulls the whole body.
So you're going to stand by this?
I would rather see her in makeup from Star Wars than Mila, on prom night.
She was a little kid.
Yeah, she was 18. Which, according to the last, relationship question we answered, is well beyond the parameter for you.
Fine.
That's my point. Turns out she missed the premiere for that movie, coincidentally, because she had finals in high school. Just thought I'd throw that in there for you. People want to hear your corrections, though. New York Times can't keep waiting.
So, athletes turned actor. Mm-hmm. I said to you, is there no one I can give and you can say,
Yeah, that is correct. I said The Rock, the best athlete turned actor.
What about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Schwartz?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Incredible actor.
Mm-hmm.
Not winning any Oscars because the Oscar committee is ridiculous, and comedy and action films aren't given the credit they deserve. He's a good one.
He's a very
question, though, I think I have to ask is when we're talking about athletes. I think that we started this because we talked about Dwayne Wade and Shaq, kind of delving into the rap world.
Not
Dwayne Wade. Damian Lillard. Quick correction. I'm not adding that next week. Shaq and Dame going into rapping and how athletes are. Is it okay that they sort of get out of their foyer?
Mm-hmm.
And we said, well, who's the best actor from the sports world? And I said, if you count, the wrestling as part of the sports world, The Rock without question, #1 box office guy, #1 movies. Arnold, what sport did he play?
Bodybuilding.
Is bodybuilding a sport?
It's a competition / sport.
Chess is a sport, and I'm not putting Magnus Carlsen. Or is it Carl Magnuson?
He's an athlete.
Magnus Carlsen.
You can't tell me Arnold in his prime was not an athlete.
Just because you're not athletic doesn't make you an athlete.
I agree.
Right? So, I think what he did was incredible. I think his body was fantastic. His first few roles in movies, he couldn't even speak English. He just struggled. But he's turned himself into a wonderful actor.
Mm-hmm.
He turned himself into a wonderful actor. But I don't think I'm going to count bodybuilding on the same level of sports.
What about this guy? Chuck Norris.
What sport did Chuck Norris play? I don't know.
I think it's martial arts, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a line I heard, and I don't know if it was from Mike Tyson himself for the portrayal of Mike.
Can you speak like Mike?
This is stupendous. This quote is going to be magnanimous. You're going to love it. I'm going to say it till you love it. You're welcome. I don't know if this quote was from Mike Tyson or from the actor's portrayal of Mike Tyson, Ving Rhames, in the movie Undisputed. You know this movie?
No.
It was a Wesley Snipes movie. It's a good movie. A spoiler alert, it probably came out like in 99 or something. When was Wesley Snipes not in tax trouble?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but more about this movie.
So, in short, Wesley Snipes is one of the good guys in prison. Real calm. You know this because he's building houses with toothpicks. And he always keeps a toothpick in his mouth. All right? Builds his character, I suppose. And then Ving Rhames is the world heavyweight boxing champion, bald, that gets locked up for a particular crime, which I don't think they ever mentioned. And he walks in there, and they're like, oh, it's Ving. I don't know what his name was, and we're going to call it, Tony or something. Okay. Oh, Tony's in jail. And they're at like the lunchroom or whatever. And he challenges Wesley Snipes, smacks the apple out of his mouth. I'm the big guy here, yada yada. Mm-hmm. They have some underground sanctioned boxing that happens in these prisons where they move prisoners in and out to box against each other.
The guards are in on it?
The whole system is kind of in on it. Okay. There's an underground,
okay.
And with these for-profit institutions that they are now, they might still be happening. So they end up having like a big boxing match. The reigning world heavyweight champion versus Wesley Snipes. They have a boxing match. Mm-hmm. I won't tell you how it goes because I don't believe in spoilers. But in this particular movie, I think they have it again. If it was this movie and not Mike Tyson himself, there was a scene where the Mike Tyson, Ving Rhames, was talking to a reporter, and the reporter made mention of, well, how do you feel being part of this sport and being out of this sport for a while? And he said, first of all, boxing isn't a sport. And he's like, it's not. He's like, no, you play basketball, you play baseball, you play football. You don't play boxing. That's what makes it a sport. I'm going to say martial arts is the same thing. You don't play martial arts.
You do. There's
I think you
tournaments.
compete.
You get points for certain takedowns.
There's
and
cup
attacks.
stacking tournaments. That'll make it a sport.
It does.
No, it does not. I think I think a sport has to have significant monetary backing. Otherwise, it's a hobby, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
So absolutely.
So if you're not getting paid for this, it's not a sport.
It's a hobby. Froth is not a sport, right? Like it's something you can do for fun. I think it's wonderful for people, to toss the discs at the little cages. I'm sure it's fantastic. Ultimate Frisbee. We love Ultimate Frisbee.
How do you know they're not getting paid for martial arts?
No, we started one with it has to be paid to be a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you play it or do you compete?
It's both.
I don't think you play martial arts. You don't play boxing. You don't play UFC. Like, you compete in those. And so I think that it's slightly different.
How can you play football if you're in the O-line? You're
still playing football. It's still a game.
It's a game.
Is martial arts a game?
Yes. It can be used as for fighting and self-defense, but
martial arts is a game.
It can be. Life is a game. Yeah.
No metaphorical sports here.
So wait,
I'm just going to say I'm not sure that I can count Chuck Norris as an
so then
athlete.
if you're not willing to accept Chuck, that means you're not willing to accept Bruce Lee.
Rock's bigger.
Only because,
Because he's bigger, better actor.
The whole thing I was trying to say was, would you say, would you pause?
Absolutely. I pause on Chuck. I pause on Arnold. I pause on Bruce Lee. No doubt about it.
And this last guy, I threw him in because I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Crews. I love Terry Crews.
T-Money.
I got a son. I love Terry
Didn't he play for your Rams? I want to say he played for your Rams.
I don't know that he
Someone
did.
look that up. Someone look that up. Can we get our show producer to look that up?
Yeah, come on. Look, Aaron, look it up, Aaron.
Hurry up. I don't have all day. So, Terry Crews, big time. Not as big as The Rock. Yeah, I might give you Arnold Schwarzenegger. I said I won't even think about it. I forgot about Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the jury is almost out as to whether... Did he?
Thanks, Aaron. So, according to the Google, he did play for the Rams. He was drafted 11th round by the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh,
played 2 seasons before becoming a journeyman. Played with the Chargers, the Redskins, and Fly Eagles Fly.
Wow, there's Terry Crews with an exciting life. Now look at him bouncing his chest in white chicks. What has he done recently?
He does that show. He's on. First he's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's it. Have you seen that?
I love Nine-Nine.
I've never seen it.
Nine-Nine. Yes, you should check it out.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
I want to get into that list, but I don't know how long it is.
No, it's on the list. We'll put that in the to-do section for sure, because I do want to see Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've heard about it. I've heard about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've heard about a particular scene. One friend who will be, not named now, always calls out bring out the lemon meringue for I guess a pie scene. That's funny. So I'm excited to see that in context. But it's on the to-do list. It's on the to-do list.
It's a good
for
show.
Sure.
I recommend watching it for sure. Debo. His name is Tom Tiny Lister Jr.
Tom Lister Jr.
Tiny.
All right.
Ironically, he's tiny because
he's
probably 6'2".
So you see him walking in the street. People say, "Hey, what up, Tiny?" You think?
I don't know how he got that name.
But people are saying Tiny. Does he have shirts with Tiny? You think, or do they say Tom?
Oh no, I don't know at all.
What do his checks read? Because the banks don't respect Tiny.
They say Tom.
They say Tom, probably. I'm wondering.
But if you look it up right now, Aaron, if you can look this up, it's going to say Tiny.
It's gonna say Tiny. I don't know. People who go by other names that you don't know is interesting to me.
What do you mean? Sometimes a nickname is placed upon you. You can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, but sometimes they're not nicknames. The first one I was thinking immediately that always comes up is Steph Curry, and that Steph isn't his first name, and yet he's Steph from now on. That kind of thing. It's just
kind of like Ty.
Yeah, Ty. Well, his name isn't Ty.
You know what it is?
I just heard it recently too.
Eugene.
Yeah, of course you would know that.
His name is Eugene.
You know what Julio Jones' name is?
I used to.
Quintores Lopez.
Yeah, I'm not holding on to that. You are Julio.
I'm not holding on to that. I like Quintores. I kind of think that's cool. I'm not sure if it's black or Hispanic, but it became Julio. So
speaking of black,
mm-hmm.
my man Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
This was not a mistake, but you didn't name all the movies you recognized him playing within.
Well, I started at the top of the list for IMDb, which is the most recent, and I guess future, and I went down to about Batman Begins around that time.
You didn't say Harry Potter. He was Sirius Black in Harry Potter.
Now, which Harry Potter was this?
What?
I've seen
don't know Harry Potter.
That is a badge of honor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know Harry Potter.
Why don't you know Harry Potter?
You know what? I watched the first 3 Harry Potter movies, and they were fine. The kids were still kids at that point. But after, I want to say maybe the 4th one, J.K. Rowling, very pretentious, she became very aware that she was writing books for movies. And so the books and the movies stopped being complete sort of beginning and end sagas unto themselves. They became kind of draw on and draw out, and it just sort of became a typical movie script and lost the appeal. Because the appeal was the children in the Wizarding School, and that was cool.
I don't know, man. I've
Wizarding
met people
movie
who read those books, and they're pretty deep. The books. There's a school of Harry Potter. It's deep. And for you not to know Sirius Black, you need to go back and
wait a second.
You need to watch Fifth Element.
Are we talking about
you need to go back
the
and
dark
watch Harry Potter.
the dark wizard? Is that Sirius Black?
I'm not accepting any guesses. I'm not helping you out whatsoever. You need to go.
Here's another problem.
And watch it again.
Here's another problem with Harry Potter.
As an adult, like Fifth Element.
Maybe I should. I'm not.
There's no maybe. I'll watch. Thank you for smoking.
Right. Let the record show that Ruben is not above self-reflection and self-improvement.
Third-person Ruben is here.
There it is. Let the record show. But one thing that he also remembers is when Harry Potter was first coming out, I feel like it came out at the same time as Lord of the Rings, because I feel like I remember watching commercials back when I watched commercials on television, and I used to get the previews for those movies confused because they were both kind of wizardy fantasy type worlds, and so I couldn't quite tell the difference at the time. Again, now having seen them both, they're nothing at all alike. But I remember when they first came out, I was like, yeah, Lord of the Rings looks better. So I kind of fell onto the Lord of the Rings path, I guess.
More action.
Yeah, just better overall story probably. Plus you got The Hobbit that came behind it. I don't know. I think it's just better. Right?
You haven't read the books or watched all the movies, so I don't know how you can say that.
Well, when you make an impression, you make an impression, right? That's just, I don't think you have to see them all to keep it going.
Go back and watch Fifth Element and then Harry Potter. I will watch Thank You for Smoking and give you my opinion on that.
I'll rewatch Fifth Element. I gotta go find a Blockbuster first and then see if my card is still active and I can find a Fifth Element.
Jokes, but you better watch it. And then the last thing that you thought.
Thank you, because there's a New York Times corrections page. They would run out of ink for the mistakes you've made so far.
We. And it's really more me schooling you because Natalie looks a hot mess. I'm sorry. Dumpster juice. So you were slick. I listened to the recording the one time and I was upset at myself for not catching it. You referred to Nick Foles as Big Dick Nick. I can't believe I let that slide through. I heard it and I said, what? I missed this?
So you had Nick Foles' big dick on your mind after the podcast is what you're saying.
I am not saying that, but I thought I can't let this get by. He is not Big Dick Nick. Okay.
I go by you. You know what? You have already proven that you're willing to call people what people call them. You call Tom Lister Jr. tiny because that's what people call him.
Yeah.
You call Steph because that's what people call him.
Of course.
You're gonna call Big Dick Nick what the women call him, which is Big Dick Nick.
I have never.
His name has been established. The signs were in the crowd. That's all I know. I'm just going with what people know by.
I don't know what people you're talking to because
everyone's calling him that.
I'm included within everyone.
But now I wish you know what?
I talk to people who talk sports all the time. I've never heard that.
You rarely talk Nick Foles.
What?
You don't talk about Nick Foles enough. You're too busy talking about the paper mache that is Carson Wentz and how all the Rams made a mistake in not taking him.
They did make a mistake.
You should bring up Nick Foles more in the conversation.
He is not Big Dick Nick, and I have never. And The Rock means never heard anyone besides you
You should Google it. Everyone's calling him that.
I don't want to Google that.
I want that in your search bar.
I don't want it. I normally don't. You know what? For the sake of this podcast,
You don't have to
no,
do it
I'm
now.
not putting it.
You don't
up
have to.
there.
I wouldn't
I'm
put it on the
afraid
phone.
what's going to show up. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything. Some guy named Nick. Nope.
All right, well, perfect. Well, then this episode will be pristine, so the next episode's New York Times correction section doesn't have to be better. And making a quick jump, you made mention of Gary Oldman and how I only went down to Batman Begins last time. We saw another saga, another, some would say masterpiece in the Batman world today. We have just taken the time for you, the most important and loyal listener, to go watch the new Joker movie.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't even want to talk about this until now. Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and start, and I'll come in small parts. Give us your first thoughts about this experience.
You know, similar to you, I do not like spoilers.
Right.
So
spoiler-free zone.
Yeah. So I would say the Joker was a good movie overall. Do not expect a light movie. Expect deep and dark, and because it definitely goes there.
Right. Absolutely.
Was it Phoenix Wokon? What's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
I normally do not like him as an actor.
What?
Well, I mean, in Gladiator, he was really good. Like, I normally like the antagonist, but I truly disliked him, which means he did his job. Right. And in this, he was disgusting at times, as he should be. Maybe a little too scrawny. It was gross. Like, did he ever eat in this movie? Did he? I don't know if he ever ate. Well, he ate something.
Right.
I don't know. But walking away, I would say, would I watch it again? No. I would recommend it to anyone who likes the Joker. They kind of mess with some timelines or whatnot. You know, I'm not trying to say too much, but overall, good movie.
So you're saying worth the price of admission?
No, I would not. If you are on the fence, wait to watch it for free. I wanted to see, because as I said, I like antagonists, and I like the Joker because the Joker is always a better character than the crazy Batman. Let the record show. Everyone in Gotham is crazy. This includes Batman. Batman is crazy. He saw his parents killed in front of him as a child. He has more money than he can handle. He gets shipped off, to become a ninja. The man's crazy. He dresses up in bad, wears eye makeup. He's crazy. Right. So they're all crazy. And with that being said, it was okay. Right. I liked it. Wouldn't pay for it if you're on the fence. If you're like me and for like you, go watch it.
That was nice. I think it was wrong, but it was nice. It was succinct, which is good because I need more time. So I asked you for the entire experience, and I'm mad you just jumped right into the movie. I want to start back with the
entire experience.
Yeah, with the movie watching experience.
Oh,
when we went to the theater,
I got
I decided that I would get some snacks to get, and you went for the Whoppers. You went for the was it the salted sweet malt chews or whatever they're Whoppers over Reese's Pieces. Is that a St. Louis thing, making bad decisions? Or is that just a regional thing?
It's a Whopper is never a bad decision.
When the other option is Reese's Pieces, absolutely the wrong decision. Less of them, and they go too quickly. Whoppers are delicious, but
Reese's Pieces, they get warm and they're no longer good.
What theater are you in that it's hot? That's the problem. You're not going to theaters enough. You're a Netflix man, or you're a downloaded online guy. You have no idea what the experience is about. This is the first time you've been to a movie theater in a decade, probably. Nobody's getting warm candy in the theater. That was the first mistake you made. So I'm not surprised you thought lesser of the movie.
May I interject? So, loyal listener. I went with Ruben for this is the first time I've gone to the movie theater.
It is,
right?
It is.
And he purchased the seats. I paid him back. I paid you back. And I had no idea where I was sitting. He said he has a go-to. D11, 16, I don't know what it was.
Right, the 15, 16, 17 range.
16, 17. I didn't know. I just trusted in my man Ruben. Big mistake. So we walk into the theater.
Big theater.
Let me put you in my shoes. You walk in, you look to your right, you see all the stairs, the empty seats, and you're thinking, where am I going to sit? what row is D? And then Ruben makes a left turn to the section up and front to the screen.
Right.
I could not believe I'm making a left turn to sit closer to the screen. I'm going to have neck pain for the next 5 days because this man wants his screen on his face. Do not go to the movie theaters with this man and not have some type of neck support.
First of all, you're darn right. You sit close. I used to be a front row sitter.
Do you hear that, folks?
Absolutely. If I wanted to sit in the back of the theater and watch the screen, I might as well stay at home and watch my iPhone.
There is a middle ground.
It's about ratios. I don't want to be going elbow to elbow with some fat guy. Have you seen people who go to theaters?
I've seen, yeah, all shapes and sizes.
That's the problem. I don't want all shapes and sizes. I want to know what I'm sitting next to. And usually up front, not very many people.
There's a reason.
Because they're fools. Here's why you go.
Someone's a fool.
This is why you go up close, because one, I want to be immersed in the film. That's the most important thing. I'm going there for the sound effects,
right.
The Dolby Digital effect. The lights are low. The screen is large. I want it to be larger than life. I want to be enraptured in the film. I want to feel like I'm there. It's large. And when they talk on the left, I want to look to the left. What is Sherry saying? Oh, what is Bill going to say on the right? I want to feel like it's a third-person conversation. I'm just watching.
Like you're sitting in the room.
Like I'm sitting in the room. A fly on the wall is how I kind of want to feel.
Okay.
When I'm in Avatar, I want to be in, where is it, Pangea, or wherever they were, trying to get that unobtainium. That's what you want. You're sitting back there in row ZZ tops in the back up there. You got people with the iPhones on that are just constantly taking you out of the moment of the movie.
That's true.
We got integral scenes and a kid wants to go to the bathroom. They're walking back and forth in front of you. Yes. I don't want to see all that stuff in my peripherals or in my main vision. On top of that, I don't like people around me talking and chattering and buzzing, which for the record, as we were sat in this theater, I swore I heard some like radio or something in the back.
You know what it was?
Was it the guy with no legs?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
I couldn't say it. I turned and I was thinking and I saw he was handicapped, so I said nothing.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there.
I should have said something?
No, we can't say anything. You know what? His legs are crippled, not his manners. He didn't have to turn off you could have turned off the phone. That's just rule number one. Just because you're handicapped doesn't mean you can do anything you want.
Kind of.
That's probably how he lost him. That's probably how he lost him. Lack of etiquette. I was so disgusted, and half the time I thought it was like, is this part of the scene? Is there a radio on the table behind us?
I did too.
Exactly. I was like, what are you listening to the college game, bro? Get out of here. Get out of here. This is ridiculous. But he was black, so I didn't want to say anything.
Which go? Which goes to show you, it doesn't matter where you sit. So we didn't have to sit in
one time.
D.
One time.
E, F. We didn't have to sit D.
It goes to show you're a jinx. That's what it goes to show. Now
I'm a jinx.
Yeah, and then nextly, it's about ratio. If you sit further back, the ratio of the screen to your eyes shrinks. And so it becomes like watching it at home on like a 60-inch. It's the same ratio.
The 60-inch screen. We went to the large screen.
Yeah.
That 60-inch is not the same as that
70. It's about ratio. If you hold your iPhone close to your face when you're watching something, it's the same ratio, right? You hold
a jumbo screen.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want
to sit in the middle and the back there, I might as well just be watching it.
Row F is fine. Row F is fine. My neck is fine.
It's not fine when somebody walks in front of me. I don't want my movie experience to be dictated by the guy in front of me's weak bladder. That's all I'm saying. So no, yeah, you're right. We sat up close, and how many times did someone walk in front of us? Never. Somebody walks in that theater. Just to point a picture real quick, there's a gap row. The first 4 rows are to the left, close to the screen. There's a walkway, and then row D for the handicapped people starts, and it goes up for row E for the handicapped people starts, and it goes up from there. Mm-hmm. So there's a walkway behind us where our heads are kind of like where their feet are, so to speak, and as they walk back and forth. So we don't ever see them, thankfully. I want to always sit in the front row so I could be prepared if something happens. There was a lot of movie shootings, starting with The Joker, in fact, right at the Batman premiere, where they just come in and they shoot straight up. That's the world we live in. No one's coming in shooting at the D's and the A's and the B's. They're going straight back.
If you come into a movie theater and you plan on executing people, just start with the people in front.
Yeah, but they're behind us.
No. Because when they walk in
Mm-hmm.
and they turn around, take us out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they turn everyone else, they have nowhere to go. The exits are down the stairs.
You're giving
they
way too much credit to
nowhere
these.
to go.
You're
You're taking it away as if they're just going to start with the people. They're going to look at us and say, "I'm going to let these guys go because they're idiots for sitting up front." Because we're there, they're going to turn right, and then they're going to see us and say, "What are these guys doing here?"
Like their style.
They have to go first.
They're gonna. I like this. They're coming in to do the maximum damage. They're not trying to account for everybody. No, never has an entire theater been cleared. They come in, spray a few, and then take off running like the cowards they are. They never look down left, just like you never look down left. And if something happened, if someone came, that's a quick exit. You're up and out. I'm not. Excuse me, between the aisles. I'm up and out. I'm running out the front.
There's no excuse me. I am running you over.
You're trampling people in an emergency.
Trampling, yes.
I
gotta survive.
Trampling people in emergencies. All right, fair enough.
Well, it happens all the time.
Yeah, Black Fridays.
I've never been.
I've been to a Black Friday.
Did you trample anyone?
No.
Did you see someone get trampled?
No, it was orderly. This is San Diego, not,
Then why did you drop Black Friday?
I'm just saying it. You see it happen on TV. Like people at the local Walmart get trampled for that, I don't know, neck massager. I don't know what they're going in for.
That neck support?
Yeah. And secondly, the seats rock back. Okay, so you could just lean back a little. It's not, people think you're sitting there with your head straight up in the air the whole time. Not at all. The seats recline like you're sitting at home.
What about those fine theaters that recline all the way back?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And you can press
order
a
the
button
buttons and stuff.
What, do you sit in the front for that too? Because
no, I don't. Exactly. Great point. No, I don't. Because those rock back and those screens aren't as big. So the benefit of sitting up front isn't quite the same because it's a more intimate setting. Mm-hmm. I'll go like row 2, but I won't go front row.
Row 2.
You know?
Wait. Row 2 as in not the very first row, but the next row?
Right.
So worse than what it was today.
Right. But the theaters, you have to see the theater build out. Because these seats, so there's more space in front of you because things are rocking out. So it's built a little differently. In addition, the people in front who would normally distract you, when you're in a place like this, you're not getting up. You're not walking around.
No, you're not.
People have prepared for this. They don't have to get popcorn. They're pressing buttons.
But then you have to see the guys come in and drop
it's a small
off the
price
food.
thing. I don't. As you know, I'm not going to that. I've been to maybe 3 or 4 times. So, what was the last one I saw? I think the last thing I saw there was a Quiet Place.
That was a good movie.
Oh, in a theater especially because it's a group watch experience. I thought.
You know what?
It was a group watch.
He did not have to sacrifice himself.
I think he had to. I think it's the right thing to do as a father.
No. All he had to do was make some noise, throw something.
Oh,
instead of
you mean in real life?
Screaming at the top of his lungs and being ripped apart.
Yeah, I should have said spoiler alert in case they haven't seen that movie from 3 years ago too.
But, 3 years.
Yeah, what's your timeline on spoilers for things?
3 years.
Here, my general rule of thumb is if it's an episode of something, I'll give you 2 days. Right, so if it's the Friends finale, you got 2 days to watch that. And if it's a movie, you got 2 weeks to watch it. After that, I feel like you are at jeopardy. Anyone can say anything anytime, right? Like if I know you haven't seen the Survivor finale or something like that, I'll give 2 days, leeway where I intentionally will try not to talk about it around you. If someone asks me a question, who won Survivor? And you're in the room, I'll be like, I'll tell you later. But after 2 days, you've had a chance to watch it. It's a simple television show.
Why 2 days?
That's because things can come up. You might have kids, have homework, you fall asleep early because your medication was knocking you out. I don't know. I'll give a couple days.
Medication? What kind of people you know?
People who don't have time to sit down and watch Survivor finales and put the pressure on me. That's the kind of people.
Survivor.
Yeah, well, you're missing out on one of the best reality shows.
Anything.
Movies come out, you get a couple weeks because most of the time people watch movies on weekends. People, regular working folks. I feel like they set aside Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Things could come up. This week Johnny's got soccer practice. Next week's a funeral. I don't know. You got a couple weeks.
Whoa, you are dark today.
Hey, just saw the Joker. What can I say?
That's true. It was dark.
So I'll give you a couple. After 2 weeks, you are trying not to see. I'm not going to walk out the room to tell you what happened. So that's that. The Joker. You've distracted me enough. I want to get to what the whole point is. You completely omitted the experience of the situation.
I had to let them know about the seating.
Right. The seating was great. The movie itself. The first problem with the movie is it was called Joker, not The Joker. That weirds me out. I feel like I need that in there. Just calling it Joker feels like something's missing. Like it's an intentional. Call it Facebook, not The Face. I don't know. It just felt weird to me. But
kind of like freeways.
What? The freeways?
Yeah, like 805, 15. Do you say, I'm driving up 805, or do you say I'm driving up the 805?
I say the 805.
Mm-hmm. And without it, it feels weird?
And without it, it does sound weird. It feels weird.
Sound like, kind of like Joker, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe explain all of that.
I didn't know what you're talking about. Like, who says the freeways and who doesn't say the freeways? Like, it's all okay. It was just throwing me off for a loop.
But if it was like 15, 15's okay. You say, oh, I'm driving a 15.
If it was 15, I don't follow your logic train there, but okay.
You will when you listen to this later.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, the movie was good. You said it's not worth seeing in theaters. I think it's worth seeing if you want to be part of society. I think it's worth a one time. Is it worth watching multiple times? No, it's not. I'm not going to give you that plug. But I thought it was good. I thought it was an introspective look at him. I wasn't certain what to expect. I'll tell you, I was very concerned about it. To be honest with you, concerned about it because this was the first real villain movie that I can recall that's been based around the villain.
Dark Knight.
And I think that the beauty of heroes is that they have an origin story, and villains don't typically. Like, I feel like most villains are sort of an amalgamation of negative things that happen, and they kind of become there.
With Star Wars? Mm-hmm. Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm. I'm exceptionally familiar because I know who Darth Vader's wife was. You know what? The ruler of the galaxies. You know who he chose? Natalie Portman.
The point is, he has a backstory. He was a child. He has a backstory.
Except he's kind of the hero, though, isn't he?
Kind of the hero.
Kind of the hero, though, isn't he? In the end?
Spoiler alert: he slaughtered children.
He did.
That is not a hero.
He
took
also
out my boy Samuel Jackson.
He also brought order and peace to the galaxy.
What are you talking about? There's no peace. There's another movie right now. There's no peace.
Oh, he ended the empire.
There's still no peace.
He brought balance. It was done. Then somebody unbalanced it.
Origin story for a villain.
Yeah, and I just think it was. I don't know many movies where there's an origin story or any villains really, just an origin story. Like, there's nothing significant that creates a purpose behind them. It's usually like, oh, this is bad, and now I'm just going to take it out on everyone.
Besides
versus a hero,
Darth Vader,
who, again, we'll agree to disagree. Maybe we'll do a Darth Vader show coming up here, just a Star Wars show, break down that epic movie, saga, really, experience. This one, though, was good. Like you said, it's dark, it's grimy, there's details, there's a lot going on, and honestly, it was a slower movie than I expected. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I see the previews, this was absolutely slower than I anticipated, but at the same time, I think that was I think it was a necessary build up, and I'm excited to see sort of where it goes. I'm excited to see what's next from the DC universe. This could be the beginning of something amazing, in that we might have a whole villainous, role. You know how Marvel is? They've won the superhero wars, but they haven't won the villain wars, right? They haven't won.
Thanos was pretty good. He wanted all the smoke.
He did in the first one, in an Infinity War.
And in the second one, he was sitting outside waiting for them.
In Endgame, Thanos kind of changed. In like the first part, it was about him having an actual purpose. It was almost something where you could rationally be like, well, I get what he's saying. It's just a means to an end that I disagree with. Like, I just created surplus in the galaxy for all the living creatures that remain. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you'd like to come up with another way of doing it besides destroying half of everything. But it didn't take out the trees.
Trees are fine.
Trees are living. They're absorbing water. I'm just saying, it's indiscriminate what it takes out. That's all. How many dogs went? I'm not going to do this. Either way. But the second one, Endgame, spoiler alert for that one too. I'm going to Endgame. He just kind of became an evil guy just for the point of being evil. Right? Like, once he found out what was going on, he's like, I just want to destroy them all anyway. Like, that's not the point of this. The point was to complete the mission at hand, and it just felt like he kind of just became, I'm just a bad guy.
No, because the same drive is there. He just knows he achieves it, and then they're trying to stop it. So he has to take them out. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. It's the same drive.
And how come the first one, no one could stand up to him when he had his glove? And the second one, I want to say Captain by himself was enough to beat him down. Like, it felt like the first in Infinity Wars, there was Doctor Strange, there was Spider-Man,
Yeah.
there was Iron Man, there
Yeah.
was Star-Lord, there was everybody
Yeah.
going at him, and they couldn't beat him. And then the second one, he's just here on Earth battling, and then Captain picks up the hammer, and he's like able to do it all himself. Like, wait a minute, there's
The
like
hammer wasn't there.
I'm just saying, there's a power misbalance. I feel like that's all. I feel like suddenly he wasn't quite as strong in the second
I need to
one.
watch it again. He was just as strong.
I don't, because I don't think so. I honestly don't think I think they there was no power man. And quick side note, I hate Captain Marvel.
I was
hate
going to let you
Captain
finish
Marvel.
and say the difference was Captain Marvel when she came down. That
Yeah.
changed everything.
She's a trash character. I don't care for Brie Larson's attitude in general.
She's a trump card.
Yeah, it's garbage. Like, even her movie, which I had to watch just to keep up with the saga,
Right,
so I knew what was
right.
going on, was a waste of time.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with her being a woman. Just for the record, I could care less one way or the other. It's just she's just a trash character. It's too strong for the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like she goes the whole movie. It's a battle back and forth in Captain Marvel, and at the end she just like goes through a ship. Like, wait a minute. Wait, that's not. There's no. So nothing can beat her. So nothing. She can just absorb every hit and blow up everything anytime she wants.
Yeah.
Because she's just that. Like,
She
that's.
absorbed the energy. Right?
It's the most ridiculous thing ever. She's unnecessary and a throwaway character and part of the PC culture that Marvel's trying to push. But whatever.
It's kind of like Superman, though. So
No, but Superman's an original in that. Like, Superman's an original
I'm
in
saying
that way.
he's overpowered. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but even that he has a weakness. What's her kryptonite?
Which is stupid.
What-
The
what-
weakness is too strong.
His weakness is very strong.
He's overpowered, and then the weakness just tears him down. It's like, what?
Yeah,
This little rock?
right. It's a fortunate thing that exists. Otherwise, it would be no fun, right? You have
Which
to have
happens.
some.
I thought eventually
drama.
he becomes too strong to where the kryptonite no longer affects him.
I saw an episode of I think Super Friends where I think it was Lex Luthor created a device to turn the sun red, and that just stripped him of his powers, which I thought was brilliant. I'm like, instead of trying to fight him with the kryptonite he's collecting, take away his source.
Speaking of Lex, this is something you said to me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Lex Luthor, Bruce Wayne, are they superheroes? I say no.
Lex Luthor's not a superhero. He's a man and a villain, and just not a hero in any real shape or sense of the
I
word.
don't know why the villain matters.
Well, you can't be a hero if you're a villain. That's all.
Super being.
First of all, it was superhero was the
Yeah,
claim.
I'm editing.
You're editing on the fly. So super being. No, Bruce Wayne absolutely is a normal human being. He's not a super being at all. Is he a superhero? Absolutely, 100% superhero. Because the importance is the type of things that he's doing, that he's heroic with. Like, that dictates your level of heroism, what you're a hero with. Like, if I was the guy who saved the shopping cart from banging into a car in the Walmart parking lot, I'm a hero, but like, I'm not making the front page of the New York Times, right? Like, I'm not getting a key to the city. Like, oh, this kid saved that car.
So that man who jumped on railroad tracks some years ago and saved that child and held
laid down
child,
while
laid down and the
incredible.
train went over them.
Incredible.
So he's a superhero.
Oh, he's a hero. There's no doubt about it.
What makes you super?
I think you have to have a super problem. Like, your heroism can't be from one person even, right? Unless that person themselves is larger than life.
What's Batman's super problem?
Well, he has a super villain. Super villains create the necessity for superheroes.
Who is this super villain?
Iceman,
No,
Joker,
just
Riddler.
name one.
Joker.
Joker is his super villain.
A super villain because of the amount of damage and chaos he creates.
Just people looting and people killing. That happens.
Just people looting and killing.
Gangs do that all the time.
Not as effectively as the Joker did it in Gotham.
Because Gotham is a crazy city.
Yeah,
I
I
already
agree.
taled about that.
I agree.
No
And he
one is
ran that
super.
crazy city.
No one is super. Maybe
Absolutely.
You know what? Maybe Mr. Freeze. I don't know how he's alive.
Yeah, I said Iceman.
Maybe
yeah,
him.
Mr. Freeze.
But
Played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, a great athletic actor.
Exactly.
Great athletic actor.
I don't think Batman is super. If someone said to me it's because he has super intelligence.
but it's
so
not
it's Lex Luthor.
But it's not super. It's a superhero, right? Like, so there is a difference between being super smart and super heroic. Like, a lot of people are super smart. Bill Gates is super smart. Not really a superhero, though he's close, right? He cured polio in like almost all of Africa or something.
Super abilities.
I think no. to be a super being, you need super abilities, and super abilities go a long way in helping you be a superhero, right? Like if I had an amazing jump shot, then I'd probably be an amazing NBA player. Like that would help me go a long ways into entering that echelon of being, an NBA player. Think of superheroes as a league, and you have to have something. You either have to have the ability to get you in or the performance to get you in. And Bruce Wayne doesn't have the ability, but he's got the performance. He's constantly overcoming and saving people and in situations from disaster.
I don't know who he's saving. This man is. Everyone he locks up, they always get out.
He's not the warden, right? He need better jailers.
He should be. Him and Commissioner Gordon, Gary Oldman, need to get together and make this happen.
Maybe the commissioner should be Natalie Portman. This wouldn't happen. That's all I'm saying.
It would happen. It would be even worse.
It'd be even worse. In short, go see the Joker to help, fill in some of your longing for a movie. But at this point, it's if you're not deep into superhero game, don't do it. But don't go in there expecting a Marvel, Infinity Wars type thing, because you're not going to get it. Mm-hmm. But speaking of Infinity Wars, there was a battle raging this Thursday night. Yeah, this past Thursday night.
Yeah.
And everybody that I know was watching it, which means I know you were watching it. And because your team was involved, I want to hear. We're talking about the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. What was your take on this game? What were your emotions going on here?
See, you notice how he said my team.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said the Los Angeles Rams was the local team for San Diego.
They are. I know that they're your team, but I wanted to establish a distinction because I have a feeling how you're going to view this game. That's what I want. I have a feeling I understand what you're going to say ahead of time, so I want to make sure I create a sort of separation.
Okay, so the teams. So the Rams lose by 29-30. Of course, I'm watching the game, but at the same time, I'm watching another great sport. Postseason baseball is happening right now. And my St. Louis Cardinals are taking on the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Braves. Shouldn't say Dirty Birds, but when I think of Atlanta, I think of the Falcons. So when the Cardinals game finished, I gave my full attention to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
I bet you wish you hadn't.
No. I was good. The Cardinals won. I was okay. So, because playoff baseball is more important than this Thursday night.
Than regular season
matchup.
football.
Yeah, it's way more important. Russell looked really, really good. The line was getting pressure, and he was literally running out of the pocket. I said, damn you, Russell. Because I like Russell, so I couldn't really get mad, but I'm a Rams fan. And they get close, and he just sprints out. He's tossing the balls to Will Disley. That pass to Tyler Lockett. Ugh. It's bad. Ow! It's he did look like Michael Jackson when he caught that
smooth
ball.
Criminal.
I love sports, so I was impressed, but I couldn't cheer because it was against my home team. Well, former home team. So that was.
Y'all both moved. It kind of is your home team, isn't it?
Y'all both moved. What are you talking about?
You and the Rams. Y'all both came for greener pastures. So you were just more impressed with the Seahawks than you were upset with the Rams. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't get to my Rams yet.
Oh.
I'm starting off with the positive notes.
Okay. All right.
If you want to talk about my Rams.
Yeah. Your
It
Rams.
all
What did
starts
you see?
with number 16, Jared Goff. A cheap version of Ryan Gosling. That man, yet again, proved to me he is not elite. He is not that great. He is a pocket quarterback. You have to be accurate because you're standing in the pocket. You have nowhere to go. How many passes did he miss? He missed Robert Woods on that slant at the 1. All he was doing was targeting Gerald Everett, which, yes, he dropped the pass that was picked off.
Okay, I didn't know if you were going to mention that.
And, whatever. And Cooper Kupp, he loves Cooper Kupp. It was a lot of zone. If you're saying, Jared Goff got them in field goal range, yeah, he did. But it was against soft coverage. I don't know why teams do that. I would blitz Goff and watch and see what happens.
That soft prevent?
Yeah, that soft prevent is just silly. And then the players, they just keep staring back at the quarterback as if it helps. It doesn't really help at all. So they got in position, obviously. But Goff was... I do not like Goff, and I'm on the record. And I will stay on the record. He's just not that good. He throws off his back foot when there's pressure, and you can't do that. Oh my God, just talking about it is upsetting me. So that false start on the center when my team goes to the line, everybody is aware of the clock
Fourth
ticking
quarter.
down. Fourth quarter, the driving is within 2 minutes. We have no more timeouts. All the Rams players know we need to hike this ball. We need to make a play. We need to get in field goal range for Greg DeLeg, a.k.a. Jeezy, to make this kick. Everyone is ready to snap except the center. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if the 12th man got him. I don't know if some gangsters told him when it comes fourth quarter, you don't snap that ball. But everyone was ready and he didn't snap the ball. I don't know. Should that be a penalty? If it's a delayed game, should the time there should have been a runoff for that?
If they didn't have any timeouts and if the clock was running, I believe then they'll do a 10-second runoff.
I don't know,
but I don't think the clock was running at that
okay.
moment.
So, which pushed it back, but then we got it right back to was it Cooper Kupp or Gerald Everett? I can't remember.
I can't recall. Insignificant.
And then Jeezy did what he did. I had a feeling he was going to miss.
He did what he did. What did he do?
Who's that?
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Yeah. What did he do?
He missed the kick.
From was it a long range? Did he come
like
short?
47, 40.
So it was within range.
It's definitely within range. That's unacceptable in my humble opinion. That shouldn't happen. Should not happen. Very upset. Rams take a loss. That's back to back. They lose to Jameis Crab Legs Winston, and then they go to the Seattle. But in the end, we only lost by 1. That's not that bad. To have everything go against us and lose by 1, it's not so bad. And my last take, as I said last time in our last recording, Marcus Peters.
Oh yeah, your boy.
Trash.
Oh.
I do not like him. He guesses. He's lost on the field. I don't.
He's lost on.
And you know, since I'm talking about these Ram signings, I don't like Eric Weddle.
You don't like Eric Weddle?
And I don't like Clay Matthews.
Wow.
I don't like these players coming here.
How'd you feel about that penalty? On Clay Matthews.
It was clean. It was clean. He's outside the pocket, and he was running.
Did he throw the ball?
Why does it matter?
Because that's part of the penalty. Those are the rules. Them's the rules.
What's the rule?
You can't hit a quarterback after he's released the ball significantly. I think Clay may have taken 1 to 2 steps.
Yeah, take that back. You can hit the quarterback after he releases the ball.
You can't take multiple steps and hit the quarterback.
He didn't.
Or, in Tom Brady's case, look too hard at him.
Yeah, breathe on him. That was a stupid penalty. I hate that. It was a clean hit. When he did it, I said, oh, good hit, Clay. If you can't do that, then you can't do anything. I kind of want these players to just let up. All of them. Just have a week where the quarterback scrambles out and the defender stops. Like, turn it off your controller. And the quarterback just runs. And everyone says, why? And they say, why? We're not allowed to hit him. That's why. I kind of want it to happen, but you can't let that happen. What did you think of the game?
Well, see, that's exactly it. I'm glad that we delineated between your Rams. That's what you saw your Rams doing. A motley crew of errors is what you saw. While I saw my personal and our local Los Angeles Rams thriving under intense adversity. There are a lot of things here that have upset me about what you said about the Rams, but the thing that upsets me the most is the way you keep disrespecting your king, King Goffrey.
He ain't my king.
King Goffrey has been sensational these last 2 weeks. He's out there throwing for over 900 yards, laser after laser, against adverse conditions. And I can't believe you continue to give him problems. I heard you name 5, 6, 7 different things that went wrong with this game as to why they lost by 1 point. And you want to put it all on Goffrey. I saw...
I named Marcus Peters, and I called out the center.
You hate Marcus Peters. I like his effort. I'm okay with guys who gamble. Aqib Talib gambles. And if you watch the play that he gave up the bomb to my boy DK Metcalf, Diamond King Metcalf, that was on the safety. He bid on the run.
I think Josh Johnson.
100%. That's not Peters' fault. Peters didn't get beat like that. That wasn't his fault.
But
right.
I'm gonna say this. Even if you had the soft zone, this man's been in the league, I don't know, 5, 6 years. There were 2 receivers.
Right.
If he just stayed in his zone, if he would have stayed within his assignment.
You're talking about the safety?
No, Marcus Peters. He would have had no one to guard.
Right.
So if he's like, oh, I'm supposed to have safety help.
Watch for the return.
The field.
You don't know what's
only
happening.
2 receivers.
Stay in your area, okay? What if the running back bounces it back the other way? Now there's no one there but you. Don't you stay in your area. You do your job, okay? This is what separates the Patriots and their raggedy, cheating team from a lot of these other teams out there.
Every team.
From a lot of these other teams out there.
Every team.
Not them Eagles. What I see, is teams that not willing to do their job. Peters did his job. The safety failed. He fell for the... I don't even want to call it a failure because the play action is designed to make you think it's a run.
That's not why he stepped up.
He stepped up because it was a nice play action fake. He saw the run coming. That's what I saw.
Well, I will tell you what happened.
What do you think happened?
It's no thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh Johnson is back there and he's playing center field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a play action and he sees it. And then if you see Lockett beats Talib off his route, the post. So he steps up.
Mm-hmm.
And when he stepped up, DK hit him with the deep post.
Well, the post was already called. We're getting too deep into the weeds. I saw him step up. Here's what we do know. He abandoned his position. Okay, that's what we do know. He had a spot to be. He left it. It burnt him for a touchdown. I heard you name Young Jeezy, a.k.a. Legatron, missing a kick. How is that Goff's fault? How is it Goff's fault that your safety doesn't know to play center field?
I didn't say it was Goff's fault. That's the center's fault.
How is it Goff's fault that Young Jeezy couldn't hit the game winner that Goff set him up for? Vinatieri's out there for Tom Brady for years making game winners, and Brady's the greatest ever, supposedly.
He is.
I got Jared Goff putting him in the same position on a clear night in the Pacific Northwest, and Young Jeezy can't get through it. That's not Goff's fault.
You want to know why it's Goff's fault?
Why is that Goff's fault?
Because they had short fields, and we had to settle with field goals early in the game.
Should have won the game.
Should have converted.
Settle for field goal again.
You want to know on that drive? He missed Cooper Kupp. He missed Cooper. Not only did he have an overman underneath, he missed Cooper Kupp for a touchdown.
Has any quarterback ever missed a pass?
Has
any quarterback ever missed a pass?
How many passes did Goff miss last night?
He only missed 20.
I think he targeted...
It was 29 out of 49, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just saying.
29 out of 49?
Which brings me to my next problem. Where's your boy Todd Gurley? Where's TG? Where's the curls for the girls?
2 tubs.
Yeah, you know why? Because they stole one from my boy Everett, who actually got in there on that great run and fall. Should have been Goff's touchdown.
Should have been. I agree.
Instead of them, going back and reviewing it, your boy McVay decides I'm just going to run it because we can get in real easy.
Yeah. Feed Gurley.
Why do we need to feed Gurley? He's not getting the job done. When you're scoring that quick,
2 tubs.
Yeah, short field walk-ins, easy work. I'm looking at Robert Woods. I'm looking at, did he get his knee down on the end zone pass?
He did not.
Very close. Very close. If that game happens in Los Angeles, that's a touchdown. They were trying to review it to overturn it. I think however it's called, it stands. I kind of want to blame Robert Woods for that. I'm looking at
definitely.
The interception to your boy Everett.
His hands, yes.
Is that Goff's fault that he put it on the money?
Nope.
And that interception, what athleticism after the fact. So I'm trying to figure out what Goff did wrong here. Because all I'm saying is this Rams defense that your boy, I told you guys last week, Wade Phillips sent a tweet out congratulating himself for doing something him and his father loved in coaching defense. I said his father would have been rolling over in the grave after that Tampa Bay game that terrible performance defensively. Well, his father watched Thursday night and he's still rolling over in that grave. Wade Phillips has become nothing but a name. That man is a vapor of the coach he used to be. He's got too much talent on that Ram defense to consistently be getting torched the way he is.
That's where we see different things. I don't think we have too much talent on the defensive side.
I think there's tons of talent. I think it's not. It was Super Bowl caliber. It stopped Drew Brees in the championship game.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, that team is still there, and they're not performing.
It's not all the same players.
Where's Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald's still there.
I didn't see him get any sacks.
No.
That's right. That brings me to my next point. How good is Russell Wilson? I've told you for about 2 years now, he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
But he's not.
I have told you for 2 years.
He's not.
The cheese on my face watching this game, I was so emotionally conflicted between supporting our local team and supporting the man that I have been beating the drum for as the best quarterback in the NFL.
No, you weren't.
And honestly, I couldn't lose because no matter what happened, it was a win. And really, I wanted the Seattle to win after the Rams beat Tampa Bay. That way it wouldn't really hurt the standings. I needed the Rams to have an extra game in hand so that the standings would reflect my fandom.
To Rams, who? Your fandom to who? Because you might sound like a Rams fan.
I still think the Rams go to. I still think the Rams go to the Super Bowl. I still think the Rams figure it out and probably win the whole thing. But it depends on who they play.
To figure out.
Right now, they need to figure out the defense because the offense is cooking. I think you saw just like I saw. Come mid-second quarter, they were cooking. Didn't your boy Gurley have a fumble again in the second quarter? They drove the first time.
Don't call him my boy.
Your boy Gurley had a fumble. Ever since he started doing Hulu and Carl's Jr. commercials, he's been your boy. Jared Goff driving them down the field again. They get down to about the 20-yard line, and Gurley coughs it up like he's got tuberculosis. Just gone. There goes the ball. There goes the drive. Over. That's Jared Goff's fault. I saw Jared Goff out there throwing lasers to guys, bringing them up the field out there. That O-line.
Do you know how many times Kupp was targeted in that game?
17, if I'm not mistaken.
And how many catches?
Probably 12.
No.
Well, how many was it?
9.
He dropped some. I remember the last drive.
53%.
Do you remember the pass before the interception? It went to Goff. Hit 2 hands on the out route. He dropped it.
It was a low pass.
It was a low pass. It hit 2 hands. Reggie Wayne says if it touches your phalanges, you got to catch it. That's what he says.
You know what else hit 2 hands?
What's that?
Goff's passes to Seahawks players, they just happened to drop the ball. Now, they made a hell of a catch later in the game,
So
but
you're
they
blaming-
dropped a lot of interceptions.
You're going to take away from him things that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Because
the decision,
unbelievable.
that's poor decision.
It's not poor decision
If a
making.
defender's right there and Goff's like, whoop, I'm throwing it to my number one guy right here, regardless, because Sean told me to throw it here, and he throws it there, and it should have been picked off. He was very fortunate. He almost threw a pick at like when he was at the 1.
Almost. I don't live in almost land.
I do, and in this land, Goff almost had like 5 interceptions.
And he didn't, though. You're taking points away, even though he didn't. Yeah, that's not my problem.
But
Also, and who's the number 1 receiver on the Rams? Remind me one more time who they signed in the offseason a couple years
I
ago.
already told you I don't like Brandon Cooks.
Brandon dropped 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Cooks cost Los Angeles a ring. Brandon, I got knocked out in the Super Bowl when I played for the Patriots in the first quarter, Cooks. And Brandon, when I need him the most against Seattle, I made 1 catch and was knocked out. I watched this film. My man's eyes rolled to the back of his head as he was falling to the ground. You see the white of his eye go straight up, and he was about a foot from hitting his head. This guy is concussion prone. He's got a thin skull, and at this point, I'm done with Cooks. If I'm the Rams, I'm trading him right now for Emmanuel Sanders.
You can't.
I'm getting rid of this guy
I would be
right
good with
now.
that. I would love that.
You're damn right.
Let
you
me
love
ask
that.
you this: Do you think it was the right decision to sign Cooks and let Sammy go?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
It's a lose-lose, so that's fine.
Yeah. Because they made it to the Super Bowl with Brandon Cooks, and the problem was Jared Goff trusted him too much. He should have leaned more into Robert Woods in that game. And you got to wonder if they had Cooper Kupp, how that changes that game.
Everything. It changes everything.
If Todd Gurley was healthy and had not wrecked his knees in week 15.
That changes nothing.
Absolutely.
Cooper Kupp does.
Cooper Kupp is tremendous, but I think if they had a running game, it helps too. That team in the Super Bowl was not the team we saw in week 4, week 5 early on, unfortunately. And like I said, Cooper Kupp, I think, makes a difference. That's why I think they're a better team and probably still win the Super Bowl. But if Wade Phillips' defense is going to play like this, they may not win another game. I'll go that far.
I don't think this is on Wade.
I don't know how you can watch the same game I'm watching where they give up 55 points one week and give up 30 the next week to Seattle, a team that likes to run, a team that they're not trying to be in. Russell ain't trying to be in a shootout.
You just said to me your love for Russell.
I do.
You saw
Best
that
quarterback in
defense.
football.
Russell was running around. What are you supposed to do?
Hey, I'm not a defensive coordinator. You can make it work. What did the Saints do? They figured it out.
Sometimes players are just better than your game plan. There was nothing he could do. Wade could do about that.
Then I get. So what could he do about Mike Evans? Could he do nothing about Mike Evans and Chris
That's
Godwin?
Marcus Peters, Nicole Roby, Aqib Talib.
Do you like Cam Newton?
Aqib got trucked. Nicole got beat, and Peters got beat.
You don't like Cam Newton? You think he's a bum? He's been injured, and so he was more injured the further back we go because he's only getting healthier supposedly. So he's the healthiest he's ever been.
I already told you Cam is done.
And yet he put up 27 on y'all. So what has this defense been doing? I need to know. What is the only team you guys have thoroughly handled was New Orleans. And that's because Aaron Donald grabbed, Drew Brees by the hand and crushed him. Single-handedly shattered the Saints season. Or so I thought at the time. Dang, Teddy Two Gloves keeps pulling out W's somehow.
I don't like Bridgewater.
It just frustrates me.
What's going on with the defense? Man, I don't know.
Exactly, there it is. He don't know.
Because you see a bunch of names. You know what I see?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, Gene, who do you like on the Rams' defensive side of the ball? I would say to you, Aaron Donald.
That's it, huh?
I don't like anyone else, and I mean that. Nicole, Talib, Johnson, Clay, Eric. You know I don't like Peters. Sam Ebukam. We let Mark Barron go. We got some white guy, number 51. I don't know who he is getting beat by Will Disley. I don't like these guys. I don't like anyone other than Donald. But you can't do anything with that. So Talib's done, and Peters is over. He is J-No. Marcus Peters is Josh Norman without the dreads.
You call him J-No?
Yeah, J-No.
Is that what they call him?
That's what I call him.
Okay, you know what? Enough of your failures, your misery.
I didn't fail.
Your Rams failed.
My Cardinals won.
That's the problem. Your double allegiance. That's the problem.
It's October, man. It's October baseball. This is when it's happening.
You think the ratings for October baseball are bigger than preseason football?
Yes.
I wonder if I check that Hall of Fame game rating and then check the last night's rating and see what happens.
Check it.
I might have to get ready for a New York Times correction section.
What I'm going to do is take you to a playoff baseball atmosphere type area and see how you like baseball.
Oh, I think being immersed in the culture of a place is probably fantastic. In St. Louis, I'm sure it's big. In wherever else, New York, the Yankees.
Let's just stick with St. Louis.
Yeah, okay. It's really just Boston. They probably like it up there.
Ain't no problem.
But I don't want to be around it. I hear Boston's
Let's
not so
come
hot.
to St. Louis. You're good. You're good in St. Louis.
All right, we'll see. I'll take you up on the St. Louis offer. Get some barbecue out there. A quick question on barbecue. Are you a fan? This came up the other day. The burnt ends.
No.
I'll try it. Is that overrated?
I don't know if it's overrated. I'm just not a fan.
All right. Someone was just swearing, "Oh, you got to get the burnt pieces." I'm like, I want my meat cooked correctly.
What do you think of toasted ravioli?
Toasted ravioli.
Yeah, toasted ravioli. It's a St. Louis thing.
I've never even heard of that till this moment. Toasted, you know what? We'll try it when we go. There it is. We'll try it when we go. But again, I don't want to end people on a sour note about your Rams. We want to look toward the future. If there's one thing that One Last Take is about, it's about looking toward the future and looking toward. Oh, hold on. He's showing me a picture of toasted ravioli. Interesting. It looks like it's just deep fried ravioli, to be honest.
With the marinara
sauce. With the marinara sauce. I think I had that at Olive Garden. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. If it's the same thing I've had at Olive Garden, it's pretty good. But I haven't had it St. Louis style. So, it'll be something that we try. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Ruben with a little selective editing. I wanted to jump into this podcast right in the middle because, go figure, it started to run long. And I said, nobody wants the full-length podcast except for the super fans. And, it ran long, and I can't help but feel like it's 100% Gene's fault. He just kept going on and on with terrible opinions. But I'm here to save the day. And so I wanted to come in real quick. I'm going to stop this one now, and we're going to start up another one completely filled with just the football games coming up, previews, breakdowns, and everything to go about that. The full podcast still available, but this one will just sort of taper off now. And if you want the next one, click on the next one. Either way, it's been good.